got the pistol grip handle on it,
Yeah.
so you have a lot of control with it.
Do you mind handing that around?
No, go ahead. Check it out.
Did you get that online?
I think I did. Oh wait, no, I
Michael
might have bought
Mark
that
has
at Lowe's or Home.
Michael Mark.
Michael Mark. Yeah, yeah.
That's
And you can adjust the speed,
Have a
yeah.
chance to get your fingers out of the way.
well, I need to pay attention to that.
But it fits in a little constant charger.
He had some chain mail, but it might be the other one. This guy.
Show me
It's hard to find. I think I got to use it Micro Mart. Although I can't find him anywhere else. This will really bring out the shine.
Slow it down.
So this really,
Oh, yeah, wow. So then you just give it a coat of clear to seal it from oxidation?
right, eventually. And you have to be careful, like it's got a cross on there.
Yeah,
So
oh,
this
yeah.
heats up when you do this, so you could almost melt some of the detail off if you're not careful and using straps above.
But
You don't wanna
what
keep
you
it on
accomplish in seconds, what it would take
Yeah,
20 minutes with
Is that
a...
a nylon, bro?
yes. Yeah. And this, again, I go over the whole thing with this too, I think. Smooth everything out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then,
Paranoid about losing things.
Yeah, right.
and if you, to tone it down, I'll go over with the oil paint. I think I'll use, well, I use, this sepia most of the time. It has a nice kind of a antique gray brown look to it. I think I'll try a browner tone on this, even more of the rust cover rust.
If the cap is stuck, just to heat it with match, it'll come right off.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I have a bunch of melted caps. They still don't come off, but they look really
All I
interesting.
do is just grab the bottom
On
and take
second
the
thought.
pliers. Yeah,
I
but
do.
easier way is just grab the bottom, take a pliers, and it'll work.
I've got a couple where I just cut
And
the
you know, this way you don't mess
Yeah,
up
I've
the
got
top.
I usually bring my pliers and I
Yeah.
cut out the.
Yeah, otherwise you melt that top.
Okay. And you can use any color, just depends on what shade you want the armor. You can use blue or brown or black. And just slop it on. Now normally, when I put this on, I'll let it sit for a half an hour. Maybe I should have done this earlier. Put some on there so it kind of soaks into the pores in the metal.
And is that basically oil paint?
This is just oil paint, yeah.
And it's not thin, right?
Not thin, no.
Right, See, this is what we were talking about. You know, this is exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will let it sit for a few minutes. I'll do a little. Yeah, let me put that aside for a minute. I'll do a little chainmail too.
That's what Bill and I were interested in, is seeing how you would do the chainmail.
Yeah, it's real simple. It's real easy.
Yeah, it jumps right out, look at that.
I learned this from Stephen Winkler.
Oh, did you?
A
Okay.
couple of demos on all this. I think he had a couple of articles in about Figure magazine.
They're just about all defunct now, all those magazines, right? Is there anything
Yeah,
left?
unfortunately. Yeah.
That online one, I can't think of the one that published my bio and everything. That's a pretty good one.
You still have the French one.
No, but that is a good one. It's Figure Modeler Magazine, I think it's called, and it's online. You can order it off online.
It's UK.
Yeah, it's from the UK. But it's like $2 to download it.
I don't think I prefer stuff that's free.
No.
I messed up. I should have brought some black. I didn't bring the black, but I think I'll just use the same. So it looks like kind of like some rusty chain mail. But this I thinned down. I'll thin it down quite a bit.
When I put the notes, I'll make sure I say black.
Yeah, okay. Well, it depends on what look you want. Because, well, here, this is the one I did the last demo. I
Yeah.
started working on. Pass that around.
Remember that.
So just slop it on.
What are you applying?
This is going onto the chainmail. It's going to fill in all the holes.
Is
And,
that burnt umber or raw umber?
this is raw umber.
Raw.
And you're mixing it with
And you're gonna repolish it just to get the top surface?
thinner or what?
Yeah, this
I
is.
don't think it'll stand up right.
In fact,
Can we see it?
and you could do 2 coats. The first one, it might not fill all it in the first time. You let that dry, and I'll probably do another coat on the chainmail wipe. And this stuff, just wipe it off. I probably would have let it dry a little more, but since time is limited here, so just lightly. Wipe it off. Very simple. So easy a caveman can do.
All right.
Hey, you can tell the color difference. I'm gonna pass that around. I'd probably put another coat on that later on when it dries and then wipe it off again. This thinner is it's terpenoid substitute. I buy it at Michael's.
Odorless?
Odorless, yeah. It's kind of expensive, but if you use that
Yeah.
40%
Thing like this box.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I use that coupon for. For that one item is to get the
That's it, the
terpenoids and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that brings the price down to where it's completely affordable.
And it's terpenoid especially for artisan oil.
Jumps right out at you.
It makes a great wash. It flows real smooth.
Got it?
I used Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
That's actually what I use too.
Where do you get that at?
Michael's has it. Yeah, I think I bought my last one at Blick.
Mona Lisa?
Lobby has it.
Yeah.
It's a thinner?
It's just odorless.
It's odorless. Now I use like regular turpentine when I'm out in the field doing like plain air because I got plenty of ventilation. But in the studio, gotta use the odorless stuff. Otherwise, I pass out.
You notice any difference
Get a
in
little buzz.
its thinning abilities?
It's yes, there is a noticeable difference, but for what we do, you just develop a technique to work with it.
Does it have a good flow? 'Cause this stuff really flows well.
Maybe, to answer that question, I guess I should get some of this other, and
might
there's
try
so
it.
many things that I would like to do, like product comparisons on, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, it comes in a
I couldn't
plastic
tell you
cup.
the difference.
Yeah,
And I use it on the armor when I do a tank or something. I'll make it in wash it out and washes on the tanks. Anyway. Okay, let me wipe this off, see how it looks.
If you're using it as washes, it's not a very hot medium then, so it might tend to pick up if you put too much on.
Pick up,
The
Undercoat.
pigment,
run that by me again.
Well, if you're using a wash, you're putting it over another coat of paint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, I see, yeah. Well, on the armor, the germ tanks and things, that I paint, I usually do those in acrylic paint. And, usually
It
take
doesn't affect the undercoat. so
airbrush
that's-
and acrylic paint sometimes, and then the washes won't affect the acrylic paint at all. And you can go over.
You can also mount them. They make glass heads. Couple of them.
Yeah, it's got more of an antique look to it.
Yeah. Still looks good on the back.
Kinda wish I did this on the Roman guy, because maybe his armor's a little too bright for that period, because the metals weren't that great back then.
Are you going to seal that afterwards?
Yes.
So that you don't get any further
Looks pretty
corrosion in the
good from
bright
here, I
spots?
tell you the truth. This looks good.
and you will seal it with,
Hold on a second, I'll show you. I'll pass this around.
Don't be so fast. Don't be so impatient.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was lagging before I came over here, did you seal it before you put the paint on it, or you,
No.
they're not primed at all?
That's the bare metal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do this before I prime the figure.
Okay, so you do all this, and then you just prime the parts, of course, that you would be painting other techniques with.
Nice
Yeah.
metallic.
And I gotta mask out.
It's a really
I
nice.
have to mask off the armor with the bare metal before I primer, and I'll show you how I mask it.
Okay, great.
And I use two sealers.
Keeps it.
One is a Floquil flat finish,
It's good.
but actually when you put it on the shiny metal, it doesn't dry that flat. It's kind of it still remains kind of a satin finish when you put this on. And then I also use Model Master gloss enamel. And this I thinned down quite a bit, probably about 50-50 before I put this on.
What do you use to thin it? The
Plain
turpentine?
old paint thinner, doesn't matter. And then I'll brush that on the metal. Of course, you gotta let it dry real good before you put that on.
Yeah. So you're talking maybe a couple of days drying time.
Yeah, well, if you let it dry by itself and have a
That's
heat
right.
box, I plug in, so probably takes about 4 hours to dry.
Seals on natural metal, you gotta be careful that you don't destroy the luster of the metal.
Right,
that you
right.
had.
And I was
Seal
kind
it
of,
will really mess that up.
and I thought this might take some of the luster out, but it works pretty good. The bad thing is they're not in production anymore.
You can't find that anymore.
Yeah, that's, I love Floquil.
Where do you have that little bottle of gold?
Yeah, right.
I actually had a couple of friends send me their old bottles of Floquil because they know I love it so much.
Yeah, this is good stuff. And I've had this for years, and it's kept well in the bottle, it didn't dry out.
I opened some railroad paints the other day when they had